A very good morning to you and welcome to the very last day of the month of June. Officially, the first half of the year 2026 comes to an end today. This has been a very, very beautiful month. I don't know about you, but this is TV47 Breakfast. My name is Annie Odida. Karibu sana, Diba. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, good to see you.
Good to see you. You've been missed on the show.
Oh, I've missed you dearly.
I've missed you so much.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Yeah, you know,
yes.
This has been a beautiful month for me. Has it been the same for you?
Well, it's been a beautiful month, save for, you know what they normally sing in the morning? Let me start off before I even talk about my month.
Yes.
Amukomete, amukai. You know that song?
No.
No, I want to teach you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a Kamba song and say, amukomete, amukai, amukomete, amukai. If you're sleeping, wake up. So I want to just teach you so you can respond. Amukomete.
No, my voice.
Just say amukai,
You want to embarrass me. You know,
Yeah.
this is national TV.
Beautiful song there by Masi Masika, yeah?
Yeah.
It's an oldie, but I love it. Yeah, so I'm okay in the morning. Yeah, so it's the last day, of course, of June, as you mentioned.
Yes.
And remember, if you've not really filed your taxes, today is the day, so KRA will not also just be extending any mercy anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've given you ample time. But you know also the beauty of the financial bill 2026 that
Yes.
is yet to be ascended by the president is the fact that all this now will be truncated. It doesn't have to be happening on June 30th, you know, moving forward. So if you maybe were withholding your taxes as well, you can have April 30th as a date. So everyone will not be in a terror rush, and then you have you know, the website of KRA crashing because everyone is trying to kama tunafanyaga sisi wa Kenya.
Last minute, yeah?
Last minute. Yeah, but my month has been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sev, you can notice also speaking nasally, yeah, because there is a flu running around, yeah.
Yes.
So took me a heavy one as well.
Yeah.
So it took me down, but yeah, I'm up and running right now.
Yeah,
and hope it breaks very soon.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't take you down like it did take me down last week and last week but one. It was so terrible.
Really?
I've never experienced such a terrible cold ever in my life. Literally a cold that affected even the eyes. You know, my eyes were pink. That wasn't even red anymore. It was pink.
Hey, pinky eyes.
Pinky eyes.
Ah, the Ann Adida, the pinky eye lady. I'm telling you. People now just think you're so beautiful, pinkish eyes.
Let me tell you.
And you're actually ailing by then.
As a dark-skinned girl with pink eyes, you're actually not quite beautiful.
Really?
You know, you know, as somebody who has also grown up with pink eyes, I grew up with pink eyes, like the red, pink eyes, whichever you want to call it. Looking at my photos
the
back
ones
then,
who are reading on their red eyes, you know, finding them in the morning.
Where we
they've been
come
all just dancing at night. We know you.
You mentioned something about KRA, and you know what I love about this year is that the government has made it quite easier for Kenyans to file their taxes.
Yeah.
You can literally just send a text message to the AI, the Shuru, just hi, and it helps you file your returns very easily. In I think 2 minutes you're done. So anyone who hasn't filed their taxes,
You have no excuse.
You have no excuse. I don't think there should be an extension for that. If at all you haven't filed your taxes by today, 30th of June, because that process has been made very seamless. It has been made very easy. Number is in the public. Lakini leo, I'm sure there will be some lagging on that system and on that portal, because kama kawaida, once again, Kenyans, you know, last minuters.
A tearing rush to beat the deadline, but also it really tests the rigor of their websites, you know, all these AI devices that we have like Shuru, tender reminders every day. You know, it's not like these other times you find you have notices, you've not filed, and the KRA, the way they communicate sometimes it can be really threatening. Yes, you wonder, are they really coming on my door to, you know, if you don't take action in the next, you'll be penalized. Yeah. Fantastic. So make sure you file your returns to Lipe Ushuru, to Jenge Nchi. You know, we had also the CS really saying a lot of these, a band of Kenyans were really not paying taxes. Yeah, there is a tax avoidance, and of course, there is tax evasion.
Yes.
Right? Tax avoidance, tax evasion, that one now is illegal. There's a way also you can, you know, use your nifty way of how to navigate through the tax regime, you know, to avoid taxes. But when you're evading tax, Now, that is not making sure that we are building our country.
Yeah.
We need to pay our taxes.
And it's actually very unfair to salaried people because, you know, salaried people are the ones bearing the burden of people who are not paying taxes.
Yeah.
Because now the government will time and time again find ways to increase the tax burden, tax bracket, yeah? So the people who bear the burden the most are salaried workers, because now every month the employers remit, you know, these taxes themselves. They remit these taxes, but allow me to mention them time and time again, and it's on record. People in informal sectors, they're the people who most of the time avoid, you know, paying taxes. Most of the time they don't really document what the profits that they make. Truthfully. Sometimes they make much more, but then they record. They
fudge the numbers, they call the accountants. You know, yes, this is truly happening as you're talking about the informal sector. So we have very skewed, you know, tax-paying Kenyans, all right? Heavily, as you've mentioned, in employment sector, informal sector, huge expanse of majority of Kenyans lying there who are not really paying the taxes yet, right? They demand good roads.
Yes.
Yeah, you want good potable water running from, you know, your taps at home. Yes, you want good health care, but we are not giving our bit of this.
Yes.
And we're always belly aching. Have you always noticed how Kenyans also, yes, we have issues, but we are constantly belly aching. We are constantly lamenting. In fact, I normally say maybe you can make a good, perfect cover for the Book of Lamentations. Kenya.
Kenyans.
Yeah, not Prophet Jeremiah, but Kenya. Yeah, because we lament. In the morning we lament. In the evening, every other given time that we are, you know, awake, we lament.
That's
but anyway,
absolutely right.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, as we introduce the show, this month has been Men's Mental Health Month, June.
Yes.
Have you done anything to take care of your mental health this month?
Yeah. For me, I think. Because I cannot go and see a shrink.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. For me, I think the best conduit. You know, let me tell you, and I'm not just being churchy or anything. I think prayer has a magical wand to it.
I agree.
Right? And I'm using magical wand very purposively. Yeah, so I think when you can actually just dedicate some time for you to pray, there's a healing, you know, cathartic moment that really comes with prayer. Anyway, right, that is for another day.
Great. At this point, I want us to take a look at the state of the weather as we continue with the show. All right, let's see how the weather's looking this morning. We start off in Kisumu. It's a sunny day today, 18 degrees this morning, highs of 28 degrees. Machakos, it's a cloudy day, 14 degrees this morning, highs of 21 degrees expected in Machakos County. Embu, there will be light rains today, 14 degrees this morning, highs of 21 degrees expected in Embu County. Wajir, it's a mostly cloudy day, 23 degrees this morning, highs of 31 degrees. It's a sunny day in Kilifi County, 24 degrees this morning, highs of 28 degrees expected in that county today. In Nairobi, it's a cloudy day, 14 degrees this morning, highs of 21 degrees expected in the capital city today. And that's how the weather is looking this morning.
All right, let's see a very interesting pick-me-up of the day to just charge your day as well. Quotable Quartz is up next.
Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken.
Be yourself, Annie. Right, be yourself. I think that's a very nice, everyone else is taken. Everyone has been spoken for. All right, let's get to checking what is on the dailies this morning. All right, we begin with the Daily Nation. It's all about abduction victims, harrowing ordeals on the front cover of today's publication of the Daily Nation. And of course, looking at the flagger on top there, enforced disappearances, human rights groups say some people are still missing. And you can see a very gory picture there on the front cover of the Daily Nation, which should be up momentarily for you. And this is human rights defender Davis Lichuma recuperating at Nairobi Women's Hospital in Hurlingham yesterday. He went missing during the June 25th protest and was found sickly along Ngong Road on Sunday night. And it says, torture chambers, the frail, trembling man lay in cold on Sunday night along Ngong Road, from where some border riders wheeled him into the emergency wing of Kenyatta National Hospital. The sickly man was Davis Lichuma, an activist who had gone missing following his arrest during the last Thursday's demonstrations. Apparently, his captors had dumped him by the roadside, just like had been done to his 6 other colleagues who have recounted their horror ordeals at the hands of armed men in secret location many believe is deep inside a forest. And you have the full story there on page 2 and 3. They've raised concerns and, well, everyone thought this thing has tapered off.
Yeah.
Now it's really rearing up its ugly head again. It really flies in the face of, you know, the good gesture also that was coming from the government to the compensation monies as well, Annie. So when we look at this, I think it gives us, you know, some heebie-jeebies.
Yeah. Takes us back to the dark times where at least we thought we've come out from. But again, now it begs the question, are abductions back?
Yeah, well, they say the Subaru boys are back. Many of them were seen when, if you just hear them recounting this story, dumped along Ngong Forest. Some of them could find themselves near Talanta Stadium. I mean, that's a story that we do not want to hear, even as we're heading towards, you know, the 2027 general election. This is the front page of the Daily Nation. Wamunyoro delegation push for Uhuru Gachagua deal. The 45-day retreat by Democracy for the Citizens Party leader Rigathi Gachagua has revived calls for a truce with former President Uhuru Kenyatta, with leaders visiting the former DP at his Wamunyoro residence, urging him to reconcile with Mr. Kenyatta. This has been in the pipeline. That story is on page 7. Hospital operation hit as Shah owes counties 27 billion shillings. And the list of the hospitals affected also are here on the front page of the Daily Nation this morning. On the back page, everyone has been following, of course, the World Cup. Golden Oldies stealing the show at the FIFA World Cup. And veterans led by record 8-time Ballon d'Or winner Messi and Ronaldo are stealing the show. And you can see their faces on the back page of the Daily Nation this morning. And yes, you've been keeping tabs of the World Cup?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. Japan and Brazil. Man, that was a very intense show, right? And the discipline Samurais.
I'm actually impressed that you're watching the World Cup.
I don't look like a Jama watcher, so
well,
what are you trying to insinuate?
You said that you don't watch, you're
I told you, no, I said I reserve it for the World Cup.
Oh,
yeah? So I wait for all this building ups of the tournaments to the World Cup, right? And I'm a very good football player, by the way. I used to. Yeah. There's another story why I really changed on the World Cup. Let's keep on. That's the Daily Nation. Keep it up.
That story on the side. Now, at least 3 newspapers are agreeing on the same headline.
Indeed, yes.
Taifa Leo, nusura watuue. Mateka wa Kenya 7 waliotekwa nyara hivi majuzi wasema walifanyiwa madhila makuu kiasi cha baadhi yao kushindwa kuzungumza baada ya kuachiliwa wikendi. Hiyo picha ya Lichuma iko hapo mbele katika ukurasa mbele wa gazeti la Taifa Leo. Freddy Ojiro pia yuko hapo, Elisha Alam, Mulinge Muteti na vilevile Michael Mwarengo yuko hapo mbele. Baadhi ya Wakenya waliotekwa nyara wiki jana wasimulia mateso makali waliopitia mikononi mwa watesi wao. Vidokezo zaidi Ujenzi wa baadhi ya nyumba za bei nafuu wakwama. Maandamano leo Afrika Kusini dhidi ya wahamiaji. Raia wa kigeni wahangaika kuondoka Afrika Kusini kabla ya makataa ya leo. Hii ni habari katika ukurasa wa 8. Very interesting story there. Koti yasitisha tena ujenzi wa ikulu kule Imenti. On the top strip, uteuzi ujao unavyotishia vyama vikuu ni vyama vya ODM, Wiper na Ford Kenya, miongoni mwa vilivyo hatarini kuvurugwa. Taifa Leo.
All right, we have a Standard up next, and this is what you're working up to on the front page of a Standard. Mr. President, why? That is the abiding question on the front page of the Standard this morning. Dark days, it says. 2 days ago, Mathare Bears activist Davis Lichuma was found barely alive after he was reportedly arrested during the June 25th Gen Z commemoration held incommunicado, tortured and damned in critical condition at Kenyatta National Hospital. 3 others reportedly arrested by police on the same day are yet to be found. These alleged atrocities targeting government critics despite President William Ruto's pledge to end abductions as spine-chilling. Yet, despite the resurgence of such incidents, the president has remained silent, raising troubling questions about his administration's commitment to protecting the rights of all Kenyans. Mr. President, the buck stops with you. The alleged torture, unenforced disappearances of Kenyans by those entrusted with enforcing the law will inevitably shape your legacy. You have a story on page 4, 6, and 7 of the Standard today. We don't need to belabor the point right now. Right on the back page of the Standard, oh, what a painful exit for South Africa. That is a splash there on the back page of this Standard. Canada reached World Cup last 16 as Let's Strike sings South Africa. Bafana's World Cup adventure comes to an end after 1 win loss. And you can see, yeah, the broken-hearted there, whip-teary moments there for South Africa. And also the figures, Canada in numbers, are also tabulated there for you. Okay, we are disappointed. This is Hugo Bruce saying, we wanted to win, but it will have really been a little miracle if we should have been in the 3rd round.
All right. Let's take a look at the Star now. Today being a Tuesday, the Star is not for sale and we don't have a physical copy, but 1 million women receive business grants. That's the main story in the front page of the Star this morning. Government working with banks to facilitate their access to credit. We can see a photo of President William Ruto here with Ma residents. They say that President William Ruto and Ushanga Kenya Initiative National Coordinator with women displaying their beadworks during the Ma Cultural Festival in Kajiado County. Dubai tops county's travel destination as spending hits 13 billion shillings. Is another story on page 6. Do or die in all Kalou as Ruto unleashes full campaign arsenal is another story captured on page 2. On the top strip of the Star newspaper this morning, Reverend chose faith of a family open door to Gen Z in grief. That's a story of hope on page 13. And House Help releases 1.3 million shillings claim for abandoning job. That's the Star, fresh, independent, and different. Grab a copy today. The Star is not for sale.
All right, fomenting crisis there. We have the People Daily. Kenya's retirees time bomb. That is a tinderbox waiting to explode as it's being splashed by the People Daily this morning. Longer lives should be a nation's or a national success story, but the country faces a growing retirement disaster, with experts warning that up to 80% of workers risks old age poverty as pension deductions go unremitted, savings remain low, and welfare support falls short. It's a niggling worry, because statutory deductions, most also companies are not remitting them because there's no cash flow, especially when you look at the public institutions. This is a story that you want to read in the People Daily this morning. The return of also sky politics choppers over rural Kenya. We're back and time is ticking. Now that IBC has made it official that, yes, we are watching the calendar and all those plans of IBC, the voter registration, sensitization, election offenses also, sensitization. All these activities are now notching up on a high octane level to make sure that also the country is psychologically prepared for the election.
Right. All right, I have the Business Daily. UN agency opens audit after 1.5 billion shillings theft in Kenya project. IFAD refers matter to Audit and Oversight Office. The EACC probe implicates senior Treasury officials in the scandal. And this is the main story. It has been captured extensively on page 2. Medical loans now fastest growing for SACCOs. Another story on page 2 as well. And that's the Business Daily. Let's cross over our borders now. I've seen the Daily Nation is reporting that Daily Monitor is off, but I've seen we have the Daily Monitor this morning.
Excuse me.
So we'll start in Tanzania. Daily Monitor. Criminal underbelly of city motorbike gangs. They say that detectives say in only 3 months, running from April to June, more than 1 billion shillings has been reportedly stolen by thugs moving on motorcycles in 4 major cases. That story is on page 4. And over 9,900 police and immigration officers finished training. That's news making headlines in Uganda. And you have the New Vision?
The New Vision here. Let me try and bring it up.
I think
it's not actually.
We only have the Daily Monitor.
Yes.
So let's
but
go over to Tanzania. You can.
Yes, we have Tanzania, the Citizen, the fair puzzle after oil falls. That is a splash on the front page of the Citizen. And you can see also it says that commuters and long-distance travelers hoping for a reduction in transport fares following a decline in global fuel prices may have to wait longer, as regulators and operators say fuel costs are not the only factor behind previous fare increases. So also sulfur crisis puts 1.2 trillion shillings cashew industry at risk, and why data privacy matters for economic growth also is an area that is of concern in Tanzania. CRDB unveils digital livestock insurance cover for farmers.
All right, still in Tanzania, gazeti la Mwananchi, maeneo nyeti chini ya ulinzi na polisi watanda. Anasema kwamba ulinzi waimarishwa kwenye miundombinu miradi muhimu kule Dar, viwanja vya Sabasaba ulinzi maradufu, kulingana na kamanda Muliru. Katambi ya kaliwa kooni, LHRC kumburiza kotini. Hiyo ni habari katika ukurasa wa pili wa gazeti la Mwananchi. These are the news-making headlines regionally in Uganda and of course Tanzania. Let's come back now and take a look at the caricatures this morning. Tuanze na ile ambayo iko katika the one on the Daily Nation, right? We will compensate a select category, that is the Makau Mutua-led, is it a committee? Or, yeah, the Makau
task force there.
Yes, the task force, yeah, on compensation for protest victims. But now we have charge sheet here on terrorism, another one on treason, we have abductions going on, but the task force says we will compensate a select category. That is the caricature on the Daily Nation this morning.
Right, let me just whip up as well what we do have in the standard GAMS here, and we can see, go back to your country. It's all about South Africa and what has been happening as far as xenophobia is concerned. But now also from the World Cup, they have been kicked out by Canada, right? So they didn't actually make the cut to your country. That is the referee there. That is also the final, I think, dumping sort of a dumper for South Africa's Bafana. That is what GAMS has actually captured for us this morning.
All right, let's see the one on the Star. This is the new cartoonist, Tonyes. He is captured. Is it Tonye?
Oh, it's Tonye? Okay, I'm not familiar with Tonye. Yeah.
Yeah, he says Vurugu 3, but I don't know who these two guys are. Can you identify them? Let
me. I'm trying to actually scroll through. Let me see. The two, three? Why is this really expanding here?
Yeah, so
it's acting up. No.
So there are two guys here, and yeah.
Tonye. Let me see this Tonye guy. Okay, this Vurugu.
Yeah, Vurugu 3. Nile.
Oh, okay, the one looks like You can see the head. The way it's been personified, of course. Yeah, the Kisogo. Yeah, that's one, of course, on the other side with the green shorts.
Yes.
Yeah, you can actually just pick out who that is. I'm trying to decipher. No, yeah, this is what the spate has been.
Yeah.
Looks like the Standard Media. Oh, yes. So the battle that has been going on, the warring factions of media coverage, as far as the president was tweeting with the Standard as well. So this is now the slug out. Yes.
Vurugu 3.
Vurugu 3.
Now the media and government. Interesting. You're sharp. All right.
Not really sharp. Just trying to make the chips fall where they're supposed to be.
Let's see Stano's take on the FIFA Daily now. Raila Odinga, the late, makes it once again on the caricatures this morning. Across the bridge, there is no more sorrow. It talks about, you know, Moi era, then hustlers. Yeah, hustlers. Where are you guys? And then we have Odinga.
Excuse me.
Heading to 2027. Kenyatta is there in 2027, according to Stano. What do you make of that caricature?
Well, it's a big factor right now, as you're hoping to, you know, he was really standing on the state of Raila's support, and now that has been taken away.
Yeah.
So he's destabilized a bit. So we don't know what will be the import of this when it comes to 20. We're yet to see, because everyone has been hanging on the cocktails of the let Raila Odinga. As you can see, some of the stones there also are diminishing. The hustlers, you know, narrative, as you can see, now that is sinking, is actually broken. No one really believes in the hustler narrative. So what else is he gonna come up with to convince Kenyans this time forth? Yes.
All right. Today being a Tuesday now, we'll be talking matters business and tech later on the show after State of the Nation. But
Biachala. Yeah, ni siku ya biachala. Mimi mtu wa biachala.
Tell us who you are this morning, and then I'll tell you who I have as we talk about biachala.
Yes, we have Sirisia, Member of Parliament, Waluhe here, will be joining us momentarily. Also will be joined by James Gakuya, MP, Embakasi North, and John Mutambo, the former MP, Mwingi Central, also will be joining us. So very interesting conversation we'll be having. Talk about the Western nation politics. We also will be questioning Gakuya on the new intrigues regarding how they're trying to lure also Uhuru Kenyatta on their side. Could be a big win for the DCP party that is really trying to gain traction in the Western Kenya region. Of course, also looking at the Kamba politics. It's all these dynamics. People always say, we are gravitating from our, you know, ethnic brinkmanship. But when it comes now to the general election, it becomes a very, you know, important, so to say, political tool for you to win that election.
All right. That is on the State of the Nation today, and later on we'll be joined by John Wambugu on Africa's next gold rush. Are we looking at technology or talent, which is really the driving force towards making Africa a better economy, or just better economy-wise? And then we'll be talking about artificial intelligence in business. So packed show today. Interact with us on our socials. It's TV47 Kenya on Facebook and on YouTube, on X, TV47 Digital. Use the hashtag TV47 Breakfast, hashtag Story Nietu. You can tag us on our personal handles. My handle is at Annie_Dida.
At the bell line, yeah?
Yes, we'll see you after the break. See you right here.
Sundays at 8:30 p.m.
Good morning.
You have my rent?
Leo jioni kama tutakuwa tumelipa rent, nauza simu yako.
Hamna pesa. I need 3 G's to make my nails today.
Sasa hivi natuhusu aje?
Can I order now? Do you ship? Can I get blinking ones?
Mimi nilikuwa na trade. Nimewekelea kitele yangu. Kitele yangu na trade. Nikikunywa.
Oh my God. You left me.
Nitumie ni live. Uko nje kuna Wi-Fi.
Why? Hi-Fi?
Wait, so what do we call this dish again?
I have no idea.
The cucumbers are there specifically for my beauty routine.
Tangulini kero umeka kwa beauty product.
Na ameenda.
Tunafaa tukuwe na logo yetu. Like, si ni brand already.
We won't entertain divas.
No. I'm not dealing with a man child.
Amazing. Nishapenda hii energy.
Sundays at 8:30 p.m. on TV47. Saturday at 8:30 p.m.
My father used to tell me that our hotel is the home for travelers. I guess I forgot that. Recently, it's been more of a mirror of my own ambition. We might fail. We will probably fail, but not for a lack of trying. So for the last time and the first time, welcome to Connect In, the best experience in Eastern Central Africa and its environs.
Saturday at 8:30 p.m. on TV47. Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m.
This is a very serious place.
I see that.
Surely. Hey, Nyumba.
This is the place.
Just for a few days.
Rule number 2.
Kwani Google inajua maisha yangu wewe?
That's my seat. It's a chair. It was hers.
You know here?
Yes.
You learned the rhythm.
This place is run by structure. Structure.
It is a system. Ni venye tu ni system isikizi.
And what happens if something you haven't chosen enters your day?
I remove it.
That's not always going to be possible here.
Then you are going to have a problem.
Noted.
What are you planning? To escape from a resort?
This is not a resort, my friend. This is a storage.
Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. on TV47.
Nairobi, where the hustle never sleeps and neither do the scammers.
Link Up, we are talking about something that's affecting all of us. We are talking trust.
We're diving into the campus life.
Stay fresh, stay safe.
Stay linked up.
My father used to tell me that our hotel is the home for travelers. I guess I forgot that. Recently, it's been more of a mirror of my own ambition. We might fail. We will probably fail, but not for a lack of trying. So for the last time and the first time, welcome to Connect In, the best experience in Eastern Central Africa and its environs.
This is a very serious place.
I see that.
Surely. Hey, Nyumba.
This is the place.
Just for a few days.
Rule number 2.
Kwani Google inajua maisha yangu wewe?
That's my seat.
It's a chair. It was hers.
You know here?
Yes.
You learned the rhythm.
This place is run by structure. Structure.
It is a system. Ni venye tu ni system isikizi.
And what happens if something you haven't chosen enters your day?
I remove it.
That's not always going to be possible here.
Then you are going to have a problem.
Noted.
What are you planning? To escape from a resort?
This is not a resort, my friend. This is a storage.
You have to be very careful. Fake money can kill business.
Na leo mkorada yangu.
Small money, kapesa kadogo, big behavior.
I only have big notes.
Alikuwa anatafuta courage.
Yaani nafaje kutengeneza kachumbari na manyanya zinakaa hivi? Ona, hii ni kama kiwaru.
Hiyo inaitwa commitment to the lie. Amejicommit.
Ndio hiyo.
All right, welcome back. You're watching TV47 Breakfast. And of course, we want now to plumb deeper on our discussion this morning, looking at the current state of play of the political lay of the land and governance issues in the land as well. And I'm joined by Honorable Gakuyu right now, who is, yes, had they call it a blanket victory early in the morning, sir. Good to see you, looking always dapper.
Oh, thank you. Here we are. Allow me to salute you as well, wherever they're watching this morning show.
Yes.
And especially those constituents from Embakasi North constituency.
Your constituency.
And Nairobi at large. Yes.
Fantastic. And of course, we shall be having him joined later also by Joe Mutambu, who is a former member of parliament in Mwingi Central. And we were supposed also to have John Waluche, but due to some exigencies that have just a reason he cannot really join us this morning, he sends his regret. Will have been also wonderful to have him on the show to also look at the angle from the Malembe Nation as well, where things seem to be gravitating towards also that particular seat of the deputy president. Everyone is really gagging for it. That will be a pivotal, of course, political consequential seat moving forward. But good to see you. I just want to maybe hark back and look at the past week for you. What were some of the highlights that you picked out last week? We can see also across the splashes today, everyone is really navel-gazing on the abductions. And for you, what really stood out last week? Were you also able to go down to the streets and demonstrate? What are the people of Embakasi really saying regarding June 25th?
Thank you very much. On the matters the last week demo, what I would like to say is that the beauty on that particular day is that the expectation was a demonstration and chaotic as normal. But that day was very characteristic because it was quite a different day. And people decided to stay at home. And the whole city was bare. Because I think if Nairobi, I would say, because I came in the morning in the town, I took tea, and before I left the city, it was deserted. And therefore, I would say, people decided this time loud. They will demonstrate by means of staying home, which is also another victory. Because if demonstration is to show you are mighty and in terms of bitterness, and the government could be able to lose that particular day. A loss of a particular day is billions of money. And therefore, would say, in terms of demonstration, whether it was physical in town or not, there was a victory to those who agitated for the demonstration. And the only worst thing is that for those few who turned up to demonstration, for sure, they faced a lot of resistance from brutality of police, and even to a situation where, up to date, about 5 number of activists are not known to their fate. And this tells you that, in fact, despite the president recognizing that there will be a stop to those kind of brutality and abductions, and losing of Kenyans in terms of maybe death, mysterious deaths, and even to a point where he recognized by saying that it is high time the parliament should get some stipend. So I would say the government up to now have not learned, because what the law envisaged is that this country is led by what we call rule of law. The Constitution stands for protection of peaceful demonstrations and picketing. And we have not seen any demo with the chaotic in this city in that particular day. So nobody can stand to tell us that those who are arrested were arrested because they were violent. This is just a sign of saying this government does not even listen, even want to hear, to understand there is a law that governs. And what they are on after is to silence those activists or those voices that can be able to fight for the rights of the Kenyans. I would want to sum up by saying it is a high time that the government must understand it is a government elected by people, and it has a considered time of every 5 years so that it can face the same sovereign of the people. And therefore, if you want every other single day to brutally, chaotically arresting, molesting, abducting Kenyans who are innocent, this is along the election. And I don't think why we borrowed from Haiti when we took our soldiers there. It's like we borrowed from Haiti and we are now implementing here in Kenya. It is very important for the president and his team to understand we are not Uganda and we are not Tanzania. And there's no way we can treat our Kenyans in equal manner that Tanzania and Uganda have been treated. We have a different constitution and we are so far ahead from these neighboring countries. So we cannot borrow from them at all. Yes.
Indeed. When we're talking about June 25th, Saba Saba also should be coming up, momentarily when we're just getting into this month. And we've seen there's always this particular cycle of remembrance, even with the Saba Saba. So Saba Saba, with the atrocity that really came, there was vengeance from previous regimes trying also to clamp down on people who are coming to demonstrate. Will you see, or are we envisioning a place where June 25th also will be, having a recurrence of all this atrocity that is happening? Then it will taper off, and maybe there will be another agitation, and then we have another cycle now, snowballing, and it keeps on now going on a loop that is always recurrent.
I believe that, in fact, every single fight is a fight for a particular concern. Because Saba Saba was a critical fight for what you call repeal of Section 2A. And finally, that battle was won. I would also say we lost a lot of people, and many leaders also get what you call a very rude, negative battle from the regime then. I remember Matiba and Charles Rubia were detained at some time.
Yes.
And they came out of detain poisoned. So they underwent a very harsh and cruel process by the regime that time. When we talk about the June 25th, it's a remembrance that we lost very many youths that particular day.
Yes.
And because of that particular event that took place, it is important for these youths to be remembering that they lost most of their colleagues that particular day. And it was a day that this country has never witnessed, because the kind of turnout of youth that was in this country, it was historic. And I would now start to say, even when, because I went the following day to State House when the president was was about to sign the finance bill then, and when he arrived to a point of dropping it, and he told us, according to the information he has, if he's not going to drop that finance bill, it will be more chaotic. So he had, I would like to say that the youth, men and women then, were very determined, and they were fighting for a particular cause. And therefore, there is importance of them to be around, because we are not saying that we cross business, but we are saying let them be allowed to have remembrance of what the results they got out of that particular day. They lost most of their colleagues, and almost most of their colleagues were abducted, and they were somehow molested by the state. And in this particular case, it is important for them to be allowed to come out and remember what transpired on that particular, because it was a fight. They were very determined that this governance is not going the right way. And for sure, the following day, the president dropped the finance bill. It means there was a victory from that particular demonstration, because that is the reason why the finance bill was dropped. And it was brought through their button of that force.
Thank you.
And therefore, I would say it is important the government to recognize it was a big day for them, and therefore they should be allowed to continuously having a remembrance of the same day.
Indeed, indeed. All right, let me just extend also a hearty welcome to Joe Mutambu for joining us this morning. Good to see you, sir. All right, always looking fresh. And I just want to say, of course, picking your brains and looking back, what I exactly asked Honorable James Gakuya, looking back at last week, some of the poignant issues that really rose for you. We're talking about the abductions, that we can see a resurgence of it as well. Do you, from your own assessment, look at it with the compensation funds like it is really flying in the face of this maybe good gesture that is coming from the government? That at what time, kama panya unasema, anauma, huku anavuvia. Is this the act that we're seeing from the government?
No. My view, and like Kaguya is saying, that it was a victory for Kenyans. We need to understand life is duality. It's both ways. And we should also celebrate that we had somebody who was listening or who heard the cry of people and he did what Kenyans want. I don't know why we hit the bread, the buttered side, and we forget the other side. There was a president who held to the request of Kenyans, and he said, okay, guys, I've heard you. I'm not going to sign this thing. We are not going to continue going to demonstration, with the demonstration, all right? So that is something Kenyans also need to understand. Somebody somewhere heard them. Because if we did not hear them then he continue or he goes ahead and signs the bill, things could have been worse. Many people, many Kenyans, including me, we saw that there was some oppression in the bill. There are some things which were coming, and they may have made life more difficult for them. And they were right to hear them out. Okay? So the president had these people. So he did a good thing to hear them. We cannot say it's a victory one side. It's both-sided. Both the president who had the people need to be praised, and the bright young men who went to the street need to be praised for their courageousness. And telling the president, this is not right, this will oppress us, Mr. President, kindly hear us. And the president had them. Coming again to your question, the issue of compensation, it is the same Kenyans, same leaders who cried for compensation for the people who lost their life. They held several press briefs asking the government, you need to compensate these people. Now, where I part ways with them is once the compensation has come, now they turn around and they say now the government is admitting liability. You know, you have to speak with one voice and with sincereness. If you are sincere that you want compensation for these people and the compensation comes, what are you supposed to do? To take it as now it was a trap you're trying to dug a carrot to president or to the government so that you can come and start accusing more? So to me, I think we as Kenyans, if we ask for compensation and it comes, we need to appreciate the compensation that has come. And we call the president and we laud him for doing that because he has agreed. Now he agreed to drop the bill. We also have to laud him. Mr. President, you had, it is not celebration one way. It should be celebration both ways. The president, you had us, we are coming to celebrate you. President, you did drop or you did compensate us, we come to celebrate you. The issue of demonstration, I support it because it is in the Constitution. Yes. And it is the right of any Kenyan to air their views in whichever manner they want to. But what is limited in that demonstration freedom, you cannot go ahead and start looting or doing any other act which are not in the law or which are outlawed. And the moment you do that, there must be a law enforcer who will come and tell you this is not right, or will come and arrest you because you are now being a criminal. You are acting like a criminal. So it is the right of all Kenyans, not only Gen Zs, for your information, even elderly, they have the right to demonstrate because they are Kenyans. Any Kenyan has a right, not only Gen Zs. And there's nobody who has a right to go and start looting or violating other people's freedom in the name of demonstration. So if you're demonstrating, do it visibly because that is what is called for. You don't have to destroy people's property. And once that happens, then that is where the law enforcement is coming. And we need to understand.
But we saw there are very minimal incidences of, looting and pilfering or destroying of property in this particular demonstration.
There is supposed to be none. There is supposed to be none, not minimal. There are supposed to be none. Because you are not supposed to say, okay, fine, let us loot only one shop, not 20. No, there is supposed to be none. The moment you loot one out of 20, the police will come in. That's the thing. Mm-hmm. So we need to understand that. If there is no looting, there should be no looting at all.
Right, but we are seeing incidences, as you just look in the papers as well, harrowing tortures that is still ongoing. And here you're talking about a compensation fund. This is really coming from the public in the way of taxes, right? It's not really coming from, the government, or they've gotten a fund somewhere that now they're compensating. This our taxes again. It really flies in the face of what I'm saying, the good gesture from government. Yes, you've alluded to the fact that, the president has heard the people. Yeah, he retracted the finance bill. He's heard the people. He's responded by compensating. He's heard the people, yes, but we see the same brutality that we also saw in 2024. 2025 is still the same brutality that is being meted out here. The abductions are still back. So we're wondering, what are we building up to with this specter of abductions? Are we trying to prepare the psyche of Kenyans for maybe some other underbelly and ulterior motives that maybe the government could be having up its collective sleeves as we're heading towards the 2027 general election? These are questions that pertinent Kenyans are asking.
You see, if we look at this issue myopically, without having a broader vision of it, and looking at it with a microscope, so that we see the broad manner on how things are being done. We live in this country, and we are all human beings, and every human being has got their mind and how they think and how they want to do their things. We may fix our mind to the government, and we say anything comes across is government, all right? And we don't think beyond that. From where I sit, I will think beyond that. Who is doing all these things? I will not just jump as government. Many people can do things in a different way. And in politics, let me tell you, and I'm one. Somebody can do something to blame the other. We have seen people going to Kakuya's meeting or rallies wearing Kakuya's T-shirts, but their intention is not right and they are not supporters of Kakuya. Or what they want to do is to cause mayhem so that Kakuya can be blamed. If we don't think outside that box, that even other people who are not government can do such things. And don't forget that even the opposition, they have friends and people who support them who are in the government, and who actually, some of them are also police officers, some of them are army people. You see, when you see a coup, it is a coup which comes from within the government. That tells you there are other people acting or having their interest vested on other people, not the people who are leading. So this can happen. So before we just jump and print a letterhead like this, we need to know, is it really the president? Is it really other people who are behind it? We must do some thorough investigation to get the information, so that when you are speaking from a point of information. But you are just alluding it's government because somebody is wearing a uniform somewhere. I can tell you people will come wearing uniform. We have been robbed by so many other thugs wearing police uniforms. What do? We call it is police. But when an investigation is done, we will find out it's not police. But we have had so many Waiganjo around.
We've had some of the activists actually saying, some of these individuals were abducted, in the full glare of the public. And we had also some, security officers around them.
That's what.
And they never did anything.
That's how it
works.
So
it raises questions.
That's what I'm telling you.
Why was there any immediate, intervention from these security officers?
You see, if I want to claim that I'm a journalist, I will wear that gadget you are wearing here and sit and start interviewing him. So people from outside, they will think that is the journalist is interviewing Kakuya. But the fact of the matter, I'm not. Right? So people may come. We need to take that as a fact. And if we don't admit it, we may live with it for a long time. So if people can come wearing police uniforms, flashing guns and whatever, and
people can
the public will...
flashing guns?
Yes. Let me tell you, there are people, I mean, there are private people with guns out there. They are.
I know.
So you cannot call anybody.
But in demonstrations, they'll have the temerity to do that.
Let me give you a caution. Don't call anybody wearing a police uniform a police officer. There may not be. And that is where we go wrong. We need to have that mindset that we may have, and that's why you are told, ask any police officer to identify themselves. They give you that badge of police so that you know now you identify them. So all these uniforms, and that's why actually sometimes they are even labeled. They have some labels with their names printed on their uniforms. I can tell you for sure we have many Kenyans who have gone their way and they have gotten for police uniforms and they wear them. And they will come to your rally for your information. So if we are so naive, or if we stick our minds that it must be government, then that is where we go wrong, and we may not understand who is causing mayhem in our country.
Wow, I don't know if Honorable Gakui, you want to respond to this before we take a short break and gravitate to other matters as well, because it's such a niggling worry when we know we have fatigues, you know, in the public domain that is meant to be a preserve of the police officers wearing these uniforms, yet they can infiltrate and camouflage among Kenyans, you know, and even toting guns. And we say, yeah, they're coming to these particular demonstrations, and maybe these are goons, yeah, in police officers' fatigues and also armor as well. So what sort of a country then are we living in when we cannot really tell who a genuine kosher police officer is from a rogue, you know, goon?
From the onset, let me say, any country is a country which must operate within the law. And there is no way that we can allow our police to operate on a thuggery way. Mm-hmm. We have witnessed our police guarding what we call goons with jebbe sticks in this capital city. They are guarding gangs when lobbying, when mugging, when looting shops. And on a daylight, not even during the night, on a daylight. Let me tell you, this is a situation which to me, we need to reset our factory in terms of security, because there is no way we could say that actually our police agencies are not capable any longer, that they must trust goons to be the ones who to be taking charge of where we require our police to take charge. And in this case, let me tell you, I find it very awkward, because unless this has been a mission, and this mission should be always calculated by the government, by the state, because there is no way a police can be able to gang or in short, to protect a goon by means of a number of combined police on a track, not one, not two, not three, the whole day in a city. And then we'd like to say these goons are goons who are brought by to root by the opposition. At the end of the day, we will hear the minister in charge of Interior responding by saying, Gachagua and his goons. Then we fail to understand, if the Gachagua goons, what was the duty of the police? The police duty was to arrest those goons in the first place. But if they were the one gunning the goons to rob, the goons to mug, I couldn't understand what a country we are in. Then, in this case, I would like to say, whether we would like to protect the state or not, the state has failed and has totally failed. There is no way in Wetima church, SK church, you can have a radar of police. And this radar of police is known from, has come from Makandara, under Buruburu, all the way to Nyeri, with the officers storming a church and doing whatever way they did. And then we want to tell us they furnish to Somali or they furnish to other neighboring countries. Those people are here. They did those actions during the daytime when cameras are on. And today we are on a digital state where Cameras from phones and everything else are alive. So there's nothing you can tell us that is not known. But at the response, you have not seen any single goon taken to book by our agencies. This tells you what? This tells you that the government is going to bed with goons. And it is only the government which can remove these goons. And let me tell you, when you treat the goons that they will be earning from the government, being invited for a mission and a strike and paid by the government, tomorrow, if they are not paid, they will go to root on their own. Because already they have been given permission to be rooting. And I would say, if the government want to be a government which protects people, because the business of the government is to protect the constitution, people, and their property. And if a state cannot protect those three things, then it's a failed state. And I would like to say, we could not be seeing these August things that we have been witnessing during demonstrations, because the counters of demonstration is the state. And the state is using goons. These goons are paid by the government, protected by the government. And then at the end of the day, we direct to blame the demonstrators. And we don't want to point fingers to demonstrators. We want to molest, we want to abduct the peaceful demonstrators. It is wrong. The government must be seen doing its rightful job. And its rightful job is to protect people and their property and the law. Because the law is very clear that there can be a peaceful demonstration. Okay. Our demonstrators have not been violent. But any violence that comes is intruded by the government, by the state, through goons.
All right, but yeah, it is 7 o'clock on the nose. We're going to take a short break. The choice of words of saying that we are in a failed state, I think that is a bit exaggerated, hyperbolic, right? We cannot compare ourselves to other countries that we can classify as failed state. But maybe you could say that we are teetering towards them. But saying we are a failed state, I think that then is a complete mischaracterization of where Kenya really stands.
But what I would tell you...
Could we just take a short break, then we circle back, we can actually respond to that? Yes. Then as yeah. Well, we take a short break, watching TV47 breakfast show. And of course, we want to take a quick break. We slake our thirst. When we come back, we interrogate these issues that he's raising. And by the way, Gakui also is heading to Wamunyoro's so that he will give us also another scoop of what is happening. Why has he retreated? Are they also preparing for the Kalou, by-election that is happening just this next month, actually. Today is the last month or the last day of June. So we are on the cusp of a new month. So let's take that short break. We'll circle back with more.
Sundays at 8:30 p.m.
Good morning.
You have my rent?
Leo jioni kama tutakuwa tumelipa rent, nauza hii simu yako.
Hamna pesa. I need 3 G's to make my nails today.
Sasa hivi natuhusu aje?
Can I order now? Do you ship? Can I get blinking ones?
Mimi nilikuwa na trade. Nimewekelea kitele yangu. Kitele yangu na trade. Ikikunyuma.
Oh my God. He left me.
Nitumie ni line. Uko nje kuna Wi-Fi.
Why? Hi-Fi?
Wait, so what do we call this dish again?
I have no idea.
The cucumbers are there specifically for my beauty routine.
Tamulini kero umeka kwa beauty product.
Na ameenda.
Tunafaa tukuwe na logo yetu. Like, si ni brand already.
We won't entertain divas.
No. I'm not dealing with a man child.
Amazing. Nishapenda hii energy.
Sundays at 8:30 p.m. on TV47. Saturday at 8:30 p.m.
My father used to tell me that a hotel is the home for travelers. I guess I forgot that. Recently, it's been more of a mirror of my own ambition. Ooh, yeah. We might fail. We will probably fail, but not for a lack of trying. So for the last time and the first time, welcome to Connect In, the best experience in Eastern Central Africa and its environs.
Saturday at 8:30 p.m. on TV47. Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m.
This is a very serious place.
I see that.
Surely. Hey, nyumba.
This is the place.
Just for a few days.
Rule number 2.
Kwani Google inajua maisha yangu wewe?
That's my seat.
It's a chair. It was hers.
You're new here?
Yes.
You learned the rhythm.
This place is run by structure. Structure.
It is a system, ni venye tu ni system haisikizi.
And what happens if something you haven't chosen enters your day?
I remove it.
That's not always going to be possible here.
Then you are going to have a problem.
Noted.
What are you planning? To escape from a resort?
This is not a resort, my friend. This is a storage.
Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. on TV47.
I just want to be in the zone.
Nairobi, where the hustle never sleeps and neither do the scammers.
Link up, we are talking about something that's affecting all of us. We are talking trust.
We're diving into the campus life.
I just want to be in the zone.
Stay fresh, stay safe,
Stay linked.
All right, welcome back. You're watching TV47 Breakfast. We continue apace with the conversation holding court with James Gakuya, who is a member of Parliament, Embakasi North. Also, we're joined by, this is Joe Mutambu. We continue with the conversation with him, just looking at the current state of play. I had mentioned earlier that we're expecting also Mr. Waluhe to join us, but he's gotten an emergency this morning that he needs to attend to, so he's not really showing up, but he sends his regrets. Right, before we took a short break, gentlemen, we were looking at a very serious allegation that we are a failed state. And we were saying this is a mischaracterization.
Yeah, the reason why
we know the hallmarks of a failed state is that there's no even existing government. You know, even the running structure that we can actually compare to Kenya. For instance, just our neighbors here will tell us this is a good portrayal of a failed state. We are a far cry from a failed state.
Allow me to justify my statement. How does a state fail? A state fails when it is stopped from recognizing that it's duty. Because what we have been seeing, we have been seeing Kenyans facing very rare situation, very brutal situations. Then they are facing when they are innocent Kenyans. That is an ignorance of the law. Mm-hmm. And when we arrive to a point of ignoring our laws, that is a signal to a failed state. Because a state does not fail from a single day. It is failed from ignoring, and keep ignoring at the tail end. It comes to ignore, and by the time it realizes that it has failed, by that time, it's when now we have three arms of the government. When a judiciary releases an order and gives an order to a Koba market, mm-hmm. but the national government decides that we are going to ignore that order and demolish Kikomba, whether there is a court order or not. That means that we have ignored one arm of the government, and that is saying that you don't recognize that we have a judiciary. But if we arrive to those kind of ignorance, at the tail end, if that exists, what do you think it's heading us to? It's heading us to failing state. Mm-hmm. Because the state which does not recognize there is any other institution learning, it's like it's one-man show. Mm-hmm. And when we arrive to one-man show, then we are failing.
All right. So, let me come to Joab, because before I say that, or I come to you, maybe just read out a bit of what I'm seeing. A failed state that is enabled, let me just give the beginning.
That's what I wanted to give.
Yeah, you wanted to, yeah.
I don't need to Google.
Yes.
Because I
I just wanted to just give the hallmarks that he's saying. Yes. But you can continue, so that I can run it by you as well.
Proceed.
No, you continue.
Now, I want first to start from where the issue and the accusation of the police and the goons started with him. What we need to do is to state facts as they are. The police work under the law. And he alluded that the work of the police is to protect property and people. It is not to protect this team or that team. When people come to demonstration, and we are calling them, let's classify them as goons for that. We don't know how we reach to that classification, but we call them goons. And the police are there. The police are not supposed, and they cannot start arresting somebody when he is walking in the street. And actually their duty is to protect that person, whether it's a goon or it's not a goon.
Yes.
That is the police work of the police. So when you see the police walking alongside with these people, and they have not committed a crime, the police is at work protecting that person until he commits that crime. That is when the police now can intervene. But when somebody is, whether you are carrying there's nothing wrong carrying a djembe stick. We have Maasais carrying sticks everywhere. You cannot arrest them because they have done nothing wrong, and this person has done nothing wrong. So when you say that I'm going to arrest him, or police are supporting these people, police are supposed to support those people, whether goons or demonstrators or whatever man, or members of parliament, whoever, civilian, the police, that is their work. And once you understand that, we will not come and sit here and tell people police are guarding goons. Those people, police don't recognize them as goons. They recognize them as Kenyans whom they serve. Okay, until you get to a point of breaking the law, that is the time when the police comes in.
So
but when the law is not broken,
does our law allow that?
Let me. The law allows police to protect all citizens.
And they cannot be able to differentiate a common man and a goon.
You can only differentiate once the commission, once an offense has been committed. You know, let us be realistic and let us follow the law. If now I fight here with the Kakuya, and the police is standing there, the only thing they can do is to separate us, not to arrest me. The law requires the police to arrest me once Kakuya has gone to hospital and he has acquired a P3. That is the law. That is the only time now the police can come in. He will not come in because he saw. He's not a witness to his own case. Let Kakuya prove that I have injured him through documentation. That is the only time the police will come in. But they can come and separate us. But they cannot just book me in Obi. No. They will book me once Kakuya goes to, and he knows that law very well. Let us not preach the criminal act.
Okay.
Let's go to your point of what Kakuya is saying. You know, it's very unfortunate, honestly. And let us be frank with ourselves. And patriotism is very important. This is our own country. How do I live in my house and I say this house of mine is failed? And I'm there. I wake up there. How do you state that our country is a failed state? And like you are trying to tell him, what is a failed state? What is a failed state? If you may ask. A failed state is a state which has been unable to function in anything. Call it security, providing security to his people, providing health to his people, providing education to his people, providing all the necessities.
Protecting his territory.
Protecting your territory. A failed state is a state whereby you will see your neighbors and the army of your neighbors encroaching to your country and you are not able to protect yourself. That is a failed state. A failed state is not a person, is not a state which is controlling demonstration in a town. That is not a failed state. And a failed state, if this country was a failed state, let me tell you, Kakuya would not be here today. He is driving comfortably with all security machinery. You will find police officers trying to control the traffic. You will find police officers trying to patrol our country. And there is peace in this country, let me tell you. Let us not say we are not enjoying peace. If we are not enjoying peace, this mass I'm seeing of Kakuya will not be like this. He would be suffering. Everybody would be suffering. We are not suffering in this country. We have issues which we are trying to address. And we cannot address them declaring ourselves as a state. This is a national television. It's watched even in America because we are streamed online. So when an American looks at this TV and says, that is a member of parliament, and is declaring his country a failed state, where is patriotism in this country? I mean, it is about ourselves. It's not about only William Ruto. It's not about, it is us who should make this country a better place for ourselves. And we can only do so with sober minds. We cannot do so emotionally or just putting politics ahead of us. No, it is our country, let me tell you. And I feel ashamed because Kaguya is one of my best friends in this. Actually, sometimes I call Kaguya when I'm down, and he supports me. He's a very good friend of mine. But I am strained to put these words across. I don't expect those words to come from him. It is not a failed state, and I would wish he could withdraw.
But as much as
it is not a failed state.
As much as it's not a failed state. I would like to tell you.
So no.
A failed state is a state.
He's imploring you to withdraw that particular statement.
I will tell you, in my defense, that a failed state is a state that cannot be able to protect its constitution. Because when you fail to protect the constitution, how do you expect you to be threatening? If the president, the state has 3 mandates: protect the constitution, people, and their property. When the people are not safe, when their property are not safe, then the constitution is not safe. And when you fail to protect the 3, then you are failing. The state should be at par, giving people protection, protecting the people's property, and protecting the constitution.
Right.
And that's what we should wish to see. And I would like
so this is a matter is a matter of semantics, an interpretation of a failed state.
No.
So it's not an unclad definition.
Let me finish. I would also want to ask my good friend, as much as the security agencies ought to arrest somebody when he has committed a crime. What was the crime made by these people? What did they do on 25th? Can you tell us what crime they did so that they could be arrested? Personally, I could not witness any single crime in the whole Republic of Kenya where these demonstrators made any crime. And why? How comes that in fact they were abducted and they were molested on the way they are?
Right.
And why are we getting?
I will not.
I want us just to change the tone of the conversation briefly because I know also he's in a tearing rush. He will be leaving early, and I want us just to get an indication of where the All Kalou, of course, by-election, which is it's coming up on the 16th, and it's quite a decisive, consequential by-election, just doggedly following the Mbeere North as well. And we just want to get a sentiment and a reaction on what is upcoming on the 16th. Let's just listen in a bit.
For yet another time, the All Kalou by-election faces another supremacy battle between DCP and UDA. This time, UDA, through lawyer Adrian Kamotho, has written to the IEBC complaining of breach of electoral law by DCP and its candidate in the All Kalou parliamentary by-election, as well as violence, removal, defacement, and destruction of rival candidates' campaign materials, hate speech, incitement, and inflammatory language contrary to the Electoral Code of Conduct. UDA is also accusing the Rigathi Gachagua-led party of intimidation, violence by supporters, and failure to exert discipline, discrimination, and undermining tolerance in a manner that offends Paragraph 6I and 6J of the Electoral Code of Conduct, and non-cooperation with IEBC and undermining the electoral process. The party now demands a comprehensive investigation into what they say is unlawful acts of violence being orchestrated by DCP and its candidate, issues summons to the DCP party officials, its candidate Sammy Douglas Kamau before committee, issues cease and desist directives requiring the DCP and its candidate to immediately and publicly condemn all acts of violence, imposes the full spectrum of sanctions available in law against the DCP and its candidate, invokes the powers conferred under Section 107 of the Electoral Act to order the arrest and prosecution of persons liable for the disorder and infractions cited. UDA candidate on Sunday recorded a statement with the police in the area.
Siku ya leo nikaona ni vizuri nije hapa niweze kuripoti hiyo kesi kwa sababu sisi kama wakaaji wa Rukarau hatungetaka kuona mali yetu ikiharibiwa na wahuni ambao wanaletwa kutoka eneo zingine za ubunge na mimi nikifikiria ni wale ambao tunashindana na wao wanaleta hao wahuni.
The by-election is set for the 17th of July this year. Chichi, Josephine, TV47.
All right, the issue of wahuni seems also to be with us as well in this by-election, just looking at that particular story by Josephine. And yes, this I want to maybe clarify for us, because we have UDA raising hesitations regarding also this electoral breaches that is being perpetrated by the DCP as we are heading towards a by-election. I think, are you setting a good tone, especially for this by-election? And if they are raising accusatory fingers and saying goons are being perpetrated from your camp, then how then do you protect yourself? Because the government has said, oh, some of its goons are coming from this side of the political spectrum of the country.
First and foremost, let us all agree that Kalou by-election is not a battle between two parties. It is a battle between various number of parties. Indeed. Because we have the UDA, the ruling party, we have DCP, we have
Federal Party,
Jubilee, and many other parties there. And therefore, anybody who can stand to say that a particular party, because any identification that you can be able to have a clear evidence that this is DCP is when probably you can come across those youths wearing materials for DCP. And that you could say this is a team coming from the DCP. I was there on Sunday, and I got that particular claim that a billboard was brought down and it was touched. But my understanding is that
excuse me,
what UDA has been giving out to youth that particular day, instead of giving them what they normally settle them, they reduced the package, and then the youths became unruly, and by that they went and brought down that particular billboard. But it's only one single billboard, and therefore it's not anything else beyond that. And that is what I understand. And I could, because I passed through that particular area, I was able to see.
But that still is an electoral offense, right? One, we can't say, oh, one is one too many. Yeah, so since one then.
That is tell you that there was no commotion. It was only a billboard that was touched. And I think the police has a duty to do their investigation. I cannot come here to state that actually it's outsiders, because those residents were saying it's locals who did that. And therefore, if they were outsiders, I think our security agents have a duty to do that investigation. By that particular time of all that orchestration, I think police are just on a crossroads from that particular area. Therefore, they will ought to have done their investigation and give up a report. Because if we want to direct fingers to each and everyone else, it is wrong, because we'll be suspecting each other. Therefore, it's only those agencies that can, where he went and reported, is those guys who require to move out, do a thorough investigation, give a report, so that they can be able to state clearly that this was done by ABCD. But we cannot stand to say this was DCP, because you never arrested anybody, you never arrested wearing DCP materials, and therefore I cannot stand to say that DCP is in the war with UDA. I think what is happening in Kalou, this is a healthy competition, and we must allow every single candidate to do his campaign freely. That issue to do with goons, I don't want to start by that, but in fact, if there is goons coming from outside, it is wrong. And those who are supposed to take action should take action lightly.
All right. Yeah. So you'll be heading also momentarily to Wamunyoro. We have your party leader who apparently, I don't know if it was a misrepresentation by the media, was going on a retreat, on a 45-day retreat, maybe to recuperate, I do not know, maybe to re-strategize. How pivotal is this retreat in light of all Kalou by-election? Is it now, a re-strategizing center? Because also this is very dear to your party.
What I would like to say is that by the time my party leader decided to retreat to Wamonyoro, the aim was not to strategize for Kalou. But actually, his statement, because I was in the midst of that particular meeting where he led that statement, he said that he's retreating consultation.
Consultation.
And he's going to do consultation for one single element, coming up with one presidential candidate method. And that's the reason why he take 45 days for retreat. But I would not stand to say part of the consultation or Kalou is not part of it. I have not heard of any discussion for Kalou there.
Right.
But
going with what we had with the Mbeere North, we had him also camping in Mbeere North for around 2 weeks, right? As a build-up to
I'm not even very sure whether Gachagua is ready to move to Kalou to do his physical campaign. That one I'm not sure. But whether he will move to Kalou to do physical campaign or not, his team is there. And I'm sure the team is doing a good job. And they can scope that particular seat even without the presence of the party leader. And therefore, I would say, whether party leader will be busy in his consultation, I don't think that is an obstacle to Kalou victory.
So tell me, and Honorable Joe Mutambu will, of course, bear with me because he's leaving. So I just want to make sure that I have the richest portion of him in this conversation. Allow me just to pick this. Okay. So you have this consultation also, and there is reports that, your camp also is trying to make sure there's conversation with Uhuru Kenyatta, right? The DCP party, maybe with the Jubilee party. Why at this pivotal moment are you seeking the hand of, the former president? And we've seen, even in the person of the deputy president, he's not been speaking very glowingly about Uhuru Kenyatta. So is it a matter of political exigencies and experiences that now we have also this, is it part of this 45-day retreat to seek the hand of the former president?
My take on this is that Uhuru and Gachagua comes from one community and comes from one region. And any single political arithmetic that might bring them together, I don't think it can be bothered of anybody. Because if they may decide to consolidate the votes of Mount Kenya, that's upon themselves. And what I would start to say is that I don't think that Gachagua is seeking any peace with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to maybe request him to drop his party interest in the mountain. I don't think that is a subject, because Jubilee is a political party. Remember that Jubilee took this country leadership some times back. And therefore, it's once a ruling party. And therefore, I don't think there can be an agitation of dropping the party from strengthening itself in mountain. But there is one common denominator that I am very sure that Gachagua and Uhuru might arrive to. Because if the arithmetic is a strategy to look for one particular single candidate, remember Jubilee has also a presidential candidate, who is Matiang'i. And therefore, the presence of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta as the party leader has a role in the entire negotiation of coming with a single presidential candidate. So there is no way that Jubilee can be left out when we are looking for a mechanism to look for a particular one single candidate in the opposition fraternity. And therefore, Uhuru is a factor to that. And earlier the better that there can be a realization of Mount Kenya unit to have its common goal before they move to the main discussion. And I don't think there's any problem with that.
Right. I want to just give Honorable Joe also to ask you maybe one pertinent question regarding just what is happening with Kalou and also his interest in, of course, the gubernatorial seat now that we have IBC, which has given the date 10th of August 2027. Is that, of course, pivotal, consequential day for Kenyans? and of course the general election as it stands. What pertinent questions do you have? And of course, you'll ask Mutambu. There's a change of tone, if you can see, all right? When we had Mutambu here and you know, they were speaking on the same camp. Today, he's had a Damascus moment completely.
Yes,
right?
President camped.
Yeah, he's seen the light. There's a penny that has dropped. Maybe he'll tell us. But let me just start with you, Mutambu. Yeah, ask him a pertinent question.
I'll start from where we left. And one of the things is the accusation to the government that this is a failed state. And Kakuya justified that by saying that we have not honored, or the government has failed to respect the Constitution. We have 264 articles in our Constitution. We have 18 chapters in this Constitution. And we also have 6 schedules, all right? Which part of all those the government has gone against? I don't know. You can tell us. Number 2, when it comes now to pointing fingers,
excuse me,
and I want to thank him because he has come to the senses and to understand my point, where I was coming from. When now it is a DCP person being accused, he wants investigation to be done so that we confirm it is the DCP. But when it is the government being accused, he don't want the investigation to be done so that we understand actually these acts were committed by the government. You see now the two
discrepancies that we can see.
Yes. So you see, we have organs, we have institutions, which investigate the police. We have them, and we cannot negate the fact that our Constitution is so robust that we have everything we need in this country, right? We even have mechanism on how to remove a president, including a deputy president, and that's why Gachagua was impeached. So we cannot say we cannot touch this or we cannot touch that. We have all those mechanisms in our disposal, to handle that. Number 3, we talked about Kalou, and you also spoke about the retreat of a party leader of DCP. I want to tell Kenyans, and if I will be biased to a campus, if you sit pretty there, hoping to get the support from this, I don't want to be tribal, but from this region, don't think that these guys are, if we have a clever region with clever people, it is Mount Kenya, who understand and treasure leadership of a country. And I can tell you, they are doing their calculations. And I'm speaking this loudly so that Kambas can hear. And if there is any amplifier, they can also add their volume. Because these friends of ours, they're asking us questions. Those who we speak to. Say, if we go Kamba way, the Kambas will tell us, they will not pick one of us here because Western will revolt. So they may have to look somewhere in Western. So we have nobody in this lineup. And the narrative will be Kumia Kalonzo, Kumia Pandeo Waigo.
Mulembe Nation.
So they will be talking of 20 years in waiting. And the President Ruto is coming here and telling them, you know what? You guys, we may have fight and forever, but you supported me only 5 years, I return it to you. Ni hakue. Ni wapi karibu? Ni hapa. So there is also that narrative. And the retreat of Wamonyoro is early admission of defeat. He knows that he's going to lose Kalou. So he's looking for a way of coming to tell Kenyans, you know, we lost because I was on 45 days. I don't know whether it's paternal, maternity leave, or what it is. I don't know what it is. Because this seat, let me tell you, in politics is all about perception. And if you play wrong in any by-election, and you see now, the history has it, he has lost all the by-elections, parliamentary. So this other one, it is in its center core.
All right.
At the area where he says that he commands. So if it goes, what will he tell Kenyans? So that is the reason why Munyoro is going on a retreat, because he knows Kalou
is gone completely. So this is a political sleight of hand, so that will say, oh, he was not really actively campaigning.
To wake up. Kenyans need to wake up. Oh, this thing you are following is just a quagmire of of something which we don't know. There's no head, there's no tail, there's nothing.
This is a complete, reverse psychology in politics. What we, according to Mheshimiwa, yes.
to my good friend. First and foremost, let me tell Mutambo that Orkarau, this take this bank. Come with your best planners, but this one, I can tell you, right somewhere, this is as good as a check. But Orkarau, you are not going to have it. You and your master.
It could be a bounce check.
This will miss it.
Can you
yes.
Scribe it
and I can tell you for sure.
And we'll be here.
Today we will bet. Right today. Yes. And we are not going to bet with small money. so that at least then it will be something that it will be bitter to you. So that one, let us not discuss about Orkarau, because Orkarau is a gone case. And let me tell you, that position is gone. And DC has taken that home. Whether my party leader is going to campaign or not, Meadow and his team, they are good to take that seat to the goal. So that is gone. Number two, the matrix of future politics of this country. I believe at any single coalition, there has to be a discussion. And before you move to that inner house discussion, it's better for you to treat it and have your house approval. Consult with your people so that they can also give you what you call an approval to go now to take their position to the discussion. And that's how a good planner, or a good master, a good leader does. You cannot go and post things that people has not sent you to do. But it is important to retreat, to listen to the people. And after listening to them, you listen to the church, listen to the professionals, listen to the farmers, listen to everybody. And at the tail end, you'll be having at least a booklet of demand when you can be able to place to the discussion. And I can tell you for sure, don't stand to say or think that there is any single community in this country who is not that of power. Because politics is interest. Any discussion, you must put your interest on the table. Don't think that, in fact, Murima is just to wake up and God say, we support. We go and say, we support. We supported William. And we, as much as we never put anything on a written discussion, there was a discussion. But any time now going forward, we must be serious in the discussions. We cannot allow to go the route we went with William, or a route of trust, a route of you trust on a gentleman agreement, and then you find a route shock or the middle of the way. So you need to have firm things, and therefore do not expect that as much as we are going to have a discussion. Of course, we shall be part of the discussion. We shall be part of negotiation. But we are not just going there to say yes, yes, yes. We still have our demands on the table. Yes.
I hope Kalonzo and the campus are listening so that they understand my point.
Of course. Even Kalonzo will come with his demands.
So,
everybody else. And let me tell you, at any negotiation table, you must come with your support, because surely, as you come, you come on the table, you must tell us, what have you come with? Because it's a negotiation table.
Again, I repeat.
All right.
Again, I repeat.
Now it's getting juicy. I want to release him.
Again, Again, I repeat.
Yes.
SKM, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, and your battalion. Are you listening to this show? It is important you watch TV47 so that you get the insight of what Mutambo is telling you.
Yeah.
You heard it from the horse's mouth.
Yes.
In Kikamba, we say, this is a Kikuyu, ulawi kizoku. Somebody will interpret for you. All right? So, and you can listen to him.
Yes.
So if we think as Kambas that there is a free ride, we will slide. It is not there. You'll have to answer questions. what numbers have you brought?
Yeah.
In terms of votes and finance.
And you need to document, because yes, this was a gentleman agreement that was not documented.
It has to be
It has to be
agreed.
documented.
It has to be documented this time forth.
So when you hear me...
Documented.
And this is part of a consultation now.
And the registrar of political parties office. It has to be.
Of course.
So that tomorrow you cannot find...
You can deposit it with the political, or the political parties.
Thank you. I'm so happy, man, today. I think, what do you think? I'll buy you something today. Because you have just vindicated me what I've been telling campers. But they don't listen.
But my position does not mean... My position does not mean that that we are not going to listen to the others. We are going to have a table. That table, we come together. We put our interests on the table. And then at the tail end, we have to do what we call sacrifice to have a breakthrough. So, all things being considered.
You know, on that table, there are some demands. If you bring them, they become impossible. Because I remember there is somebody who was told, come and get a gold from me, but don't come at day or night. So it becomes difficult. So when you stay, you have to show me your numbers. That narrative will lock other people out.
No, but what are we discussing? You come with your support, I come with my support, he come with support, we combine. So we must know, utaenda na mara, ama utaenda na mguu, utaenda na kichwa.
The more the merrier. The more the merrier.
All right.
The one who has higher numbers has a better chance. So if you have small numbers, and these numbers, you know, it's two things. Let us not pretend. It is how much you have and how many votes you have.
Yeah.
Those are the only two questions.
Yeah, the numbers
it
that you
is
bring
not how
to the table.
beautiful you are or how handsome you are.
Yeah, but you also, this could change the dynamics that we are talking about, this negotiation. And we're saying, of course, with the case of impeachment, I don't know how long it's going to drag. Before we get determination.
But I can tell
perhaps.
You, before I step out. It does not mean that if the doors of Gachagua are closed, that we don't have other representative from Mount Kenya.
Thank you.
Who can stand on behalf. Why?
Yeah.
Is it
I thought the gesture that was there, maybe we never had it expressly from Gashagua's mouth, was that they are not interested even in the presidency. They are not interested even, and this has been his sentiment, even with the deputy president. What they are interested in is one term, Ruto out. So you're also lending us another...
One term, Ruto out. So what after that?
What after that? Yeah, it doesn't mean that we'll get a candidate again from...
The reason why the community now...
How?
You are being, my friend, you are being naive.
No, I'm not being naive.
It's about interest.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't be cheated by anybody.
I'm not saying about naivety. I'm just saying about what they say. And you know, politics is all about perception. Yeah, isn't it? Because we know also we take you on your words as well. We want to see the duplicity that you're talking about, a politician. Yeah? That you're not very sincere when you're coming to Kenyans.
Thank you.
We need to read.
Thank you.
What are you telling us,
Thank you.
This is what you're saying, but what is the non-verbal part of it? Now you say, no, we're not interested in the presidency. We're not interested in the
That was
president.
yesterday.
Yeah, but today the tone has changed.
Something else.
So there could be another candidate.
I have not even heard my boss saying so. Because in the most rallies that we...
It wasn't me.
No, it isn't. In most of the rallies he has been pronouncing. He has been pronouncing that I am a contender. But if at the middle of the discussions, I might not be found the best, I will support. Who will be supported by the rest? So that means from the beginning, he is a contender. Yes.
No, that has not been
and he has not
from the beginning. This has come towards the tail end as well.
He has not seen
it. I know he wants to leave, right? But I want you also...
Yeah, almost.
No, yeah. But Moshimo, you only just some 15 minutes shy to... No. Yeah, you will be going. You ask him a question as well, because also him is changed tones as well.
In fact, Mutambo, the last time I was with you, before TV47 relocated here, when it was outside there.
No, when you say outside there, it means we're in the bushes.
No.
It
is the same building, but in another house on another room. But in fact,
the other studio, the studio A.
Studio A. Yes. Mutambo we were preaching the same gospel. Today, he's completely preaching a different gospel. I don't know when you become my good friend. And what did you found there? And why have not come back to...
and he's the one who's been talking about duplicity. Yeah.
Because in your sentiments today, it tells you for sure that we are not in the same camp again.
I am.
And since now it is just about 12 months ago,
let me tell you.
Are you going to stand where you are?
Because you have asked me on air, and you are my friend, you did not call me for a cup of tea to explain to you why I decamped. I'm going to answer you in the same place where you have asked me. And I'm one Kenyan who is so honest, I fear nothing and I don't hide. I don't speak like this today and tomorrow I'm speaking like that. I'll tell you as it is. And if there is any politician in this country who says that they are in politics for other things other than their interest and the interest of their people and the interest of the country, they are lying. I am in politics because of interest. And I'll tell you, interest number one, hate me or love me, it's myself. Interest number two, my people. Then we go now to my country. That is how it is. If today...
Is today your interest taken care of?
I'm telling political interest.
Where we stand?
No, let him, yes.
So that you understand. If
political interest taken
and I've asked you this question, and I'm going to throw this question back to you. You have a party leader of DCP. You have your supporters who support you, and you have your opponent in the same constituency, all right? Then tomorrow, the party leader calls your supporters and their and your opponent. He sits them down in his house in Wamunyoro. He drags them from Embakasi to Wamunyoro, your supporters and your opponent. And he tells them, from today, I want you to work with this guy. Don't work with Gakuya. And he is not doing that to one person, multiple people. What would you do as a person? What is your interest there? You are fighting for this candidate, you are fighting for this person, you are doing everything, you are using your resources, you are going to barasas, you are mobilizing people, you are going to TV station like this one, to radio stations, you are saying we are going to support so and so and so. And the same person you are fighting for is also fighting for your downfall. How, as a person with intelligence, how would you stay there even for a single minute?
But are we clear? Are we clear on which camp we are talking about? Because also you are using very broad generalization.
I'm talking
about specificity.
You asked me myself. I was preaching that gospel. Now I'm telling that gospel I was preaching then. What happened to me and where I found myself. All right? So I said, okay, fine. If this is what I'm doing, I'm trying to climb 3 steps up, and somebody is pulling me down. I'm also a human being. And I spend my own resources and my own life to campaign and to do everything, to be in this political space. I am myself. And if the person I'm supporting does not want me, or they don't like me, they like another person in the same party, I don't see my chance there. So I have to find another way.
All right, and so this is a true reflection of what is happening. What is happening with the united opposition?
For you, Mr. Gakuya, there are so many other things which I don't want to speak on air. Find me somewhere of a cup of tea. Behind the table. I'll tell you.
I will invite you. But very quickly, for that more bite you have just analyzed, I would respond by saying, even though you might find there is smoke somewhere and somebody is cooking a goose for you, then I think you can give him one more chance. I would think that the best thing was for you also to present yourself to the master, ask him on the face, are you fed up with him? And if the master responded yes, then you salute him and tell him, then let me find another house.
But does the master have to expressly, tell him on his face that you're not interested, I'm not interested in you? The non-verbal that he's talking about, I mean, all that is very expressly, and loudly said without him just uttering those words from his mouth. Yeah? At the end of the day, isn't that so?
But, correct. Yeah. And for your information, because I'm feeding you with information, so that you understand this man.
United information. We have many houses. you can join another one.
Wait,
no.
But
just hang on. Let's tackle now Honorable Gakuya as well. Yeah. Because you are also reaching out and proffering hands to the other camps, the Linda Mwananchi. Yeah. You're telling them, come to this other side. Just what Honorable Mutambo is actually expressing today, the frustrations that are within the party. What is the reality that they will actually come and find solace and place and even get these tickets within your parties? You've been telling Sifuna to come to DCP, join DCP or join the United Opposition as it stands as well. But it is very unlikely that somebody will now, just take away their ticket, or you who is gunning for the gubernatorial seat of Nairobi and give it to Babu Owino. I mean, that is the reality. You're talking about interests. Yes. It is your interest first.
Can I respond very quickly?
Please.
I want to respond by saying we have only unity of purpose. The unity to have one presidential president. The rest we can discuss is most likely the politics of gubernatorial position in Mombasa and the capital city of Nairobi. Otherwise, the rest positions, we must leave the parties to fight their strength. Because you can't lock...
So you, after all investment you've done, the beautiful billboards that we can see around, you want to tell me now if we have the party leader, coming to you and saying, you need now, for the interest of the united opposition, right? We are reserving, we had reserved this seat for you. I don't know if, this is the position as it stands right now. With all your investment you've done so far, you will be able to relinquish that position right now?
What I'm saying, I am thoroughly on a particular party, which is DCP.
Yes.
And I'm saying the main discussion is to have one presidential candidate.
No, but you're prevaricating what I'm asking you. We know that is the main agenda, but let's be real and get down to the ground, because this is about you. And Honorable Mutambo is saying every human being is very atavistic. You look at your own interest first, then the interest of your people and the country. And going in that layer that he has given us, where do you stand? Will you actually relinquish that particular seat and give it to Babu Owino?
In the first place, I won't.
You won't?
Thank you.
But if there is a mechanism to go to a nomination, I can take a nomination with him. Whoever will capture the ticket through majority vote takes it.
No.
That's a route I can agree.
No. So this is a ruse you're throwing to the united opposition. Come to a camp. Of course, we'll give you this particular seat, senatorial seat. Let's form a formidable team to try and ouster, William Ruto. But when it comes to the dynamics of these other political positions, then that is a different party official together.
Opposition, united opposition can have structures that can allow what we call joint nominations. And if that can be arrived, that's okay.
No.
And there's nothing wrong with the joint nominations.
No.
You go joint nomination, the best comes out, and then takes the ticket.
No, right. Not to hold that.
No. Yes. Let us be let us talk facts. You cannot hold a nomination with a member who is not a member of that party. Nominations are done by party mechanism.
Yeah.
So it is a party doing their own nomination. There will be no wiper nomination combined with the DCP. It does not work, and there is no law which supports it.
Unless it's a coalition party, they will form.
Even if you form a coalition, even if you form a coalition, you will go and do your own nomination on your own parties. That's why they come up with this narrative, don't touch my stronghold. That's why they do it. It is not that today we have Babu Owino of ODM and Gachagua of DCP doing a nomination. What is nomination? What law supports that? It's not there.
There's no law.
Let us not lie to Kenyans. It is a discussion, and they agree to that this party is the one which will bring their candidate, and this party will bring a running mate. That's how it works. It is not that, even if you form a coalition, there is nothing. The law talks about political parties.
Not a coalition.
And a coalition is a coalition of parties. That means you have brought your people, I have brought mine.
But the nominations is a party issue.
We become one.
Yeah.
So let us tell the Kenyans the truth. It does not work like that.
In fact, there is nowhere.
And let me answer you before
in the laws of the land
yes,
that prohibit joint nominations. They can be done on agreed parties. And there is no barrier to that. What matters is agreement between the parties. Any formula they may tend to use is well protected by the law. I do not, even today, if we can decide that the single presidential candidate, we are going to have what we call delegate system. and we are going to elect them through direct, it will work. So it's nowhere.
Legally, legally, each party has its own constitution, and it spells out how nominations are done. I don't think there's any party.
Right Honorable Raila Odinga didn't run on an ODM ticket, did he?
No.
Yeah.
It was Azimio.
Yeah, it was Azimio. So what he's actually saying is correct.
No, that's not correct.
What do you mean?
He was nominated in Azimio. And Azimio was a political party. It is registered as a political party. And that's why they lost lead of majority in parliament. Because Azimio was a political party with only 2 members. Two members, let me tell you. It had Raila and Karua. There was no other members.
The essence of coalition.
Even that in itself, looking at it, I mean, that is an illegality.
No. It was a political party.
In fact, my good friend is getting backward. We have not moved forward.
But we need to correct the wrongs that were there behind.
Let me tell you for sure. Why does the law allows corrections before and corrections after? Because it matters to deal with agreements between parties. And that's why you arrive to see Azimio had timelines when you can be able to quit from the Azimio. Before that, you cannot quit. Those are not registrars or any political parties, any political parties act. It is agreements between parties. So when you have an correction, that correction craft for terms. Those terms are the one you register to the political parties registrar.
But
let me give him a free.
As you also bring it to close.
Even though I'm not a lawyer, if your party constitution states clearly that nomination will be done by party members, right? And we bring ODM members to participate in our nomination, and Kaguya is elected, I want to tell you, if your opponent proves to court that you are nominated by members who are not for Wiper, you lose that seat in court.
I will not lose if I am elected through a coalition.
My friend.
Yes. What's the essence of a coalition?
Yeah, but
once you move to a coalition, you move to a different circle.
So which certificate will you hold? For the party or for the coalition?
For the coalition.
Will it be a political party?
Depending on the agreement
you cannot vie. You cannot vie. You can only vie.
What framework of law will it be holding it? That's the question.
The coalition will have terms, and let us not preempt. We are heading there.
No, coalition. My friend.
The law does not prohibit that.
My friend, the reason why, let me tell you, the reason why when you joined with the Ruto and other people voted the Wakakunja via Mayao, it's because the law does not allow you to be there and to be here. Because if your constitution, and I want to tell you this for free, if your constitution demands that your nomination will come from political party members, and it states that, you cannot change that through a coalition. You can only change that once you amend your constitution. So, so that
I educate Mutambo, any coalition arouse and agrees whether all parties should be political parties, or you agree what you call memberships. A coalition can be a coalition of those political parties as political parties, and can also allow for membership. It depends on how you craft it.
Okay.
Your Excellency, the Governor.
So we need to bring it to a close. But I wanted just also to just ask a question, because yes, we're talking about numbers. We have polls. Finally, as we are winding up, we have Mother Karua who's saying within the United Opposition, what will really work? It is the scientific polling on coming up with a candidate. Can we have a scientific formula? We have also, on this other camp, I think your party leaders say, no, we need a negotiation. Looking at the numbers as it stands right now, and we've had this impeachment hovering also on the candidacy of Gachagua. But if a miracle happens and then the impeachment is not there, of course, he will be in the running, and he will say that he is a presidential candidate, right? For, of course, as I said, if the impeachment is not there, he'll be in the running. I wanted to ask you this particular question. will Gachagua forfeit, with impeachment notwithstanding, that particular quest for the presidency for Matiang'i, who in the polling is the one who was leading, even ahead of DCP?
That one I don't know to preempt here. What I would say...
No, there's no preempting. I mean, this is just, you know, scientific or, you know, polling that has been done, and he's leading, he's ahead. And you're saying negotiation. Then what are you negotiating? You're the person who's talking about numbers at the end of the day.
Allow me to finish my statement. Mechanism will be brought on table by agreement of the coalition members. They will decide what methodology they will use to bring one presidential candidate. So I cannot stand to say Gachagua will cede for who or who. He may cede for Matiang'i or somebody else.
You're heading to Amunyoro now. I know this will be part of the conversation. Or whatever, we want to say something before you close? Yeah. Sorry, I cut you short.
You know, my friend here challenged me that have you sat down and discussed these issues?
Face to face.
Come on air.
Yes.
I want to tell him, yes, I have done so. Okay. I've done so even to Kamba leaders. I've expressed myself to even my seniors. And for your information, because I know you are going to Amunyoro, you will find one friend of mine there called JB Muturi. I had a discussion with him for almost 2 hours over the same. Ask him. Okay? So it's not something I'm just doing out of blues.
Sorry for that.
Okay?
But
it's a process I've undergone, and it's a very painful path, by the way. Very painful.
My good friend Mutembo, I'll volunteer to be the mediator to that. Allow me to mediate.
It has already been overtaken.
No, before you call it off, please.
What I want you to do, go mediate and ask Kalonzo to join William Ruto. Business will be closed.
That's next to impossible.
It is next too, so it is not
Kalonzo most likely is the next president.
It is only next. It is only next. So it's not impossible.
Oh, yeah. Let's bring it to a close. Yeah, let me just give you also your closing remarks as you're heading to Amunyoro. By the way, say hi to Amunyoro in his retreat. Yes.
Yes, that I will. And I'll take the salute to him. Light from here at TV47.
Yes.
Allow me to tell Kenyans that let us be ready for the next general election. It is just at the doorway, and just get prepared. Those who has not registered, kindly, there is still registration going on the constituency centers.
Yes.
Just do so that you can be part of this exercise. It is very important, and there is no need of saying you wish you knew. The time, the doors are open, and everybody is welcome. And in Nairobi, I would urge youths, kindly those who did not register by the last window that we had, register now. We will be having another window around March next year. So that will take us to the world levels. But if we are just near to where the DCs are, we have a center there. One center at every constituency. So let us do that so that we can prepare for this exercise. It is do die next year, because I believe that the opposition is sharpening their arsenals so that they can elect this government and take over. And I have every hope that that will be achieved. And one presidential candidate is not is no longer a discussion. It's real that we have no choice but to have a single candidate. What will require us to do is to sit down and look for a methodology that will give us that answer without quarreling.
All right.
Okay. Let me support him by saying that bad leaders are elected by those who don't vote. Right? Get that?
Yeah.
Then I crown it by telling him, the opposition, and quote me on this, will lose the election the day they will nominate their candidate. That is coming from Mutambo. I'm telling you, the opposition will lose the election the day they will name
the candidate.
Thank you.
So that means then that, there will be a disintegration of the opposition.
That is the day.
Where they name the candidate.
If you understand.
Yeah, you understand.
If you understand what I'm talking about, you'll hear me out. That is the day opposition will lose the election. The day they will come and say, it is so.
That's it.
It will be done then.
There's no
interesting,
problem.
Interesting times.
They will be here, and we wait to see. We wait to hear and see his prophecy, because I'm sure that his prophecy is doomed.
Yeah, we'll find out.
I'm Prophet Mutambo.
All right, we'll be eagerly waiting to, of course, see the fulfillment of his prophecy of Prophet Mutambo, if it will happen. The day they name now the presidential candidate, that will be the day. Yeah, they will have lost the election. So yes, let's eagerly wait and see that will be happening. Very hearty conversation we've been having with Joe Mutambo. We also with James Gakuya. We really appreciate, gentlemen. I really enjoyed the conversation. Thank you so very much. I can see you on the tearing glass. Also, just to remove the mics. Yeah, I know you were supposed to leave here by 7:30, but thank you nonetheless for extending your time. All right, thank you for your valued company. And Odita is coming up next.